Hello, my name is Nish, and in my spare time, you'll either find me curled up with a good book or training for a triathlon. This weekend, I'm making time for both, that is, getting my workouts in while also diving into a good book. First up is a swim. Let's get to it. All right, so it's Friday evening, and the plan right now is 1,800 yards of swim, 20 minutes of strength training, and then turning this evening over from being an active one to a cozy one with books. So let's get going. All right, I'm done with everything that was planned for today, and I am ready to curl up, get cozy, and read a book. And the book that I'm hoping to read this weekend, not just hoping to read, the book that I'm hoping to start and finish this weekend is called The Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. This is book one of the series, and I think there are like 4 books in this series. So in this book, the world is such that there are these kindred spirits, I think are what they call, or immortals. And in order to escape the destructive world, they enter the world of mortals, and they have offsprings together, and these offsprings are called descendants. The descendants are the one who are like ruling this world and stuff like that. I don't think they particularly like each other, like the mortals and the descendants. I'm assuming they're cordial. That's all I know about the world. So in this specific story, we're following Dame, who is a 20-year-old woman, and her mother one day just suddenly goes missing. She has no idea what happened to her or where she went. And over a period of time, she figures out that her mom had a lot of secrets, and now Dame is left with unraveling what those secrets were, what those mysteries were that her mom has left behind for her. That's it. That's all I know about the story. And of course, there is a romance aspect to this because this is a romantasy. So we then meet the king's nephew, who is constantly like keeping an eye on her, and that's all I know. I don't know a lot about these characters. This is what I gathered from the synopsis over here and what I understood this book is about. So that's it. I am just gonna go read. I'm pretty tired, but I'm not sleepy yet, so I'm just gonna go read for a little bit before I go to bed. I'm at the gym right now, and today's session is a short one. It's a 45-minute run, and once I'm done with that, Justin and I are going to go get a couple coffees and head to Costco because we want to buy a few things there. But usually when we go to this Costco, we also hit up the Barnes & Nobles, which is in the same area. We might just do that today as well. Other than that, I don't really have any other plans for today. Of course, I'm going to spend a lot of time reading. The main thing I want to do right now is get this session out of the way, and the rest of the day is like mine to do whatever I wish to do with it. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to stop filming and I'm going to go get on the treadmill. All right, so I'm back at home and I'm about to start reading, or rather resume reading, The Spark of the Everflame. But before I do that, I wanted to do like a mini book haul. I bought a bunch of books in the past couple months and I really wanted to chat about them. And what better place than here? So anyway, let's get started. Also, a bunch of these books I bought from the used bookstores, and some of them they are new copies. So as in when I show you a book, I will let you know which one was a used copy versus which one was a brand new book that I bought. All right, let's get into it. So the first one is, of course, Spark of the Everflame. This was a used copy I bought from the used bookstore last week. I am like 89, 90 pages into the book, and I'm hoping to finish reading this book by the end of the day. So that's the first one. Uh, the second one is Shadow of the Gods by John Gwen. This is a brand new copy I bought from Barnes and Nobles. And the reason I bought this book is, you know how the Barnes and Nobles employees usually write down, like in a sentence or two, they describe what the book is about or the feel of the book. So for this specific book, they said, think John Wayne, but with a bunch of women and Vikings. And that intrigued me, caught my attention, and so I picked it up. This is also like part of a series. I have no idea how many books are in this series. Also, she's pretty thick, and this is book one. So if I like it, I'll probably pick up the next one as well. So that's that. So those were the two books in the fantasy series that I bought. Every time I've gravitated towards a fantasy book, it's been part of a series, and I really do not want to commit to too many series right now. I just wanted like a one and done book where the story starts and ends within the pages of a single book. And because I was looking for a book like that, the one book that caught my attention is The Spear Cuts Through Water. People have been talking a lot about this book. I don't know much about it. I remember reading the synopsis and being very intrigued by it. This is by Simone Jimenez, is I think how you say the author's name. But yeah, this is a standalone, and I'm looking forward to reading this one. Maybe this will be the next book I read. No, actually, this is not going to be the next book I read. I think I know which is the next book that I'll be reading. But anyway, those were the fantasy books. I think actually there's one more fantasy book in the pile somewhere. I'll bring it up. But anyway, the next two books are used copies, and they're both historical fiction: The Librarian of Burnt Books and The Paris Library. This one is by Brianna Labuskis, I think that's how you say her name, and this by Janet Charles. So these books also I bought from the used bookstore, and a couple of years ago, I was reading a lot of historical fiction, like The Nightingale, and then there was another one, I forget the name, the one that has a show and it's amazing. All come to me. Anyway, a couple of years ago, for a period of time, I was reading nothing but historical fiction. And then once I got over that phase, I never really picked up another historical fiction. And I think it was time that I picked another one now, and hence these two purchases. So I think The Paris Library is going to be the next book that I'll read. I also found the audiobook on Libby. This is going to be the book that I'll start reading after the one that I'm currently reading. So the next book is a romance, and I bought it because it's the pick for a book club that I'm a part of, and it's called Out on a Limb. We recently started this book club with me and a few other women. We call it the Brews and Books, and the first book that we read was The Thursday Murder Club. It took us 6 weeks to get through that book, and this time around we decided to read a romance book, and this is the one that got the most votes. So that's the one we'll be reading. Brand new copy, by the way. It's not a used one. I didn't have enough time to look for a used one. The next one is, I bought two books by Sally Rooney, Intermezzo and Conversations with Friends. I read Sally Rooney's Normal People, I think during Thanksgiving, and I absolutely enjoyed and loved that book. I have also watched the show, and the show is as great as the book is. So it was a win-win for me, and I enjoyed that experience. So I read her next book. That was The Beautiful People, A Beautiful World. Where are you? I wasn't a big fan of that book. I understand the underlining message of that book and everything, but just from the a reader, like just from a reading experience, it wasn't like I didn't have fun reading it. But I decided to give her books another chance, and I bought the two books that I could find by her. I think these are the only books she's written. Well, it's not only, it's four books, but I don't think there's any other book other than these four that she's written. I don't know, but I want to read these before I buy any more. And then the last one is Wolf Song by T.J. Klune. I love T.J. Klune's writing. I have read The House in the Cerulean Sea and The House in the Cerulean Sea, and there's one about the Whispering Door, Under the Whispering Door. Loved both of those books. And this one is, again, also a series, but when you read the synopsis, it sounds like a book made for kids or young adults. And then literally it's written over here, the Green Creek series is for adult readers. So I think this is going to be a fun one, and this is the entire series out here. So same rule applies to this one as well. If I like the first book, I will read the next one in the series. So usually for series, my rule of thumb is I buy the first book. If I like it, or if I am intrigued by the first book to see what's going to happen next, then I'll buy the entire series, and then I'll give away the one copy that I have. Otherwise, I just let it go. There's no point buying an entire series up front. At least that's how I function. And also, Barnes and Nobles has some really cool copies of these. They have those sprayed edges, and I've had to stop myself so many times from buying them because I wasn't even sure if I was going to read through them. So if I like this one, I am definitely going to buy those sprayed edges books for myself. Okay, whew, that was a lot of talking, and that's a lot of books. I think I need to take a little break from buying books. I did go to a bookstore today, and I'm pretty proud of myself that I did not buy anything. I picked up a book, I walked around the store with it, but I decided against it. I was like, no, I have enough at home. And this is a recent stack, by the way. This is what I've bought in the last couple months. I do have a bunch more that I have not read yet. So I think I just need to take a little breather from buying books and just focus on reading them for now. And once I've made a decent dent in my physical TBR, I'll buy more books. Whew, that was a lot of talking, but that was fun. I love talking about books. I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go sit and read my book. I'm gonna enjoy my Diet Coke, and I'm gonna continue reading for a little longer. Not a little longer, for the rest of the evening. I have no other plans today, so excited about that. I'm on page 174. I think I'm going to read for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then Justin and I are going to go out on a walk. It's anyway getting pretty dark out here. I'm using my phone's light to read, so I'll probably read a couple more pages and then take a break from reading.
What do these things grow again?
What?
Tomatoes and what?
Chilies. Like not chili, pepper. Hot pepper. Serrano pepper.
I think this is tomato.
Yeah. Alright, I'm done with my bike ride. Justin kept me company while I was riding. I did want to finish the book last night, but I didn't. I am on chapter 17. I'm just about to start chapter 17, and I think I should be able to get through this book probably by tonight or tomorrow. I am enjoying it so far, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes from there. Alright, so we are just back from lunch. The walk was really nice, and so was the lunch. It's a really nice day, and I'm gonna sit and read now. I'm done with like 16 chapters, which is around, I guess, like 170, 180 pages. I'm not quite sure. Let me check. How many pages is this? Okay, so I've read around 184 pages. That's like the end of chapter. That's the end of chapter 16. So far, the book is pretty easy to follow, and I'm also liking the pacing of the story. While they're introducing us to all the characters, there's also things going on in the background, so it's not slow. Then now I'm just gonna sit and read for maybe an hour or two. I don't know yet, but I'm gonna sit and read. I was hoping to finish this book last night. That was the plan, but I think that was a super ambitious one because I ended up reading for a little longer after I said that, and then we ended up watching White Lotus and then going to bed. So of course I couldn't finish reading that book, but there's still a lot of time left today. It's like Sunday afternoon, so we'll see how much I finish. Hopefully, I can finish the book by tonight. Ooh, also, I did do like an hour, 20-minute workout on the bike, which is kind of nice. It was one of the longest workouts I have done in the recent times, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And Justin was here to keep me company, so that made the time go faster than otherwise it would have.